In this video I'm going to show you how to use data validation for any data cleaning purpose. Whenever we make the data set, so we want the clean data, right? So that people cannot do any error whenever they basically input the data here. So I just make the restriction what type of data we can input for particular column, so we can restrict some. So there are different aspect or different use of data validation. So for doing the data validation, we have to go data type, then data validation, then option data validation options. Then for normally we can see there are any value allow in the particular sheet, but whenever we allow something like whole number, that means we cannot input any decimal point for salary. Suppose I select the salary column and I am selecting the whole number, and I can fix the value, what type of value I can basically I can input in this particular column. Suppose I want to between the value like the salary would be like 10,000 to 50,000. It my particular range. You can write down anything, what type of rules in it based on your criteria. So you can like not between equal to and not equal to, greater than, less than. So everything you can change. Suppose I if I want to use the greater than, then the minimum range, minimum value, suppose something like that 10,000, the minimum salary should be 10,000. It's my criteria, so I can put here. Now if I use the decimal point, it basically allow the decimal. For example, if I want to decimal for example like something like that, product price. Okay, so for product price it can be if I want to fix it something like that, data validation decimal point between 10 to 25, it's my particular range, and I'm selecting it, and it basically allow the decimal point because I use the decimal. Okay, so the product price can be something like then 15.2728, anything like that. Okay, it can be allowed. So as I'm selecting the decimal point, it's basically allow the decimal point. Now I'm discussing most important part in data validation. Normally you can see any value, the list format. List format is most useful format or most useful thing in data validation. So list, when basically we use the list. Suppose in this particular example, here basically the different types of department people are working. So whenever I input the department name, so I can select from the list. Here is already make the list, so uh, I'm showing how to make the list here. So people cannot write down anything in their own mind, suppose like something like that, because I already fixed the list what type of data or what type of department name basically he can write or he can input here. Okay, so how to make it? Okay, I'm selecting the range and data validation, then data validation options, list. I have to select the list, then source. What is the source? Source basically working like a where basically we input the department name. Okay, so it's working like this. I already wrote everything in this column. How many department basically in my company? So account, engineering, finance, human resource, marketing, production, and management. So those are the department name, and it's working like a source here. And okay, so if any type if anyone working like something that, so it's basically working like a list. So if I input any new thing here, okay, or any changes here, it will be automatically included the list format. Okay, suppose if I inputted HR rather the human resource. Okay, so whenever I change the value, automatically in the source or in the list it automatically changes. Okay, so it's basically the source data. Whenever we change the source data, it automatically changes in the uh, list data. Okay, the another format is like date format. Whenever any particular column which basically input the date range data or date data, so we cannot input any other data in the date of joining or date of birth, something like that. Okay, date of birth, something like that. So whenever I want to fix, people cannot write in their own mind like something like that. So for this particular column, people can write rather the date data, and it also show me that range data, date of joining. Suppose start date here working like start date, so start date should be like 01 2025. That means I just only input the date of joining, whose basically joining date is like 2025, or that means this year. Okay. Okay. So if I input any other value like 12 to 2024, it will not work because I already fixed what would be the joining date for any employee for this particular sheet. Now the another format is like data validation and time format. So we already have seen the date format. Now the time format. So time format basically use the what type of time, basically entry time, something like that, or order time. Suppose we have the range 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. is my range for taking the order. So if I fix the entry time, suppose that time is 30 a.m. and end should be 10:15 a.m. Okay, it's kind of entry time list. Okay, so here if I put any value or anything, suppose after 10:15, like 10:16 a.m., it will not allow here because I already fixed the time. What should be the time? Okay, so I cannot write down anything rather that without the fixed time. Okay, now the another format is like for this. Suppose for the description about the employee, if I want to write down anything, suppose I can fix the text length. What should be the text length? Suppose it should be around 20 to 64 character. So I can fix the character number also here. So basically like something like that. If I want to get greater than or less than something, less than less than 64 character, if I want to fix it, something like that. So I cannot write down more than 64 character. Okay, suppose he's a good HR, something like that, manager, and he's working more than 3 years 3 years in this organization, something like that. So I can write down something like that because I already fixed the 64 character. Here is something 100 character also already, so I cannot write it. Okay, so it's kind of fix the text here. So okay, text length. So here is another most important thing in data validation. So here another format is custom format, where basically we customize the rules, basically what type of data basically we can input here. So if I input the custom, here different types of formula I can use, like something like that. Suppose here the employee number or employee ID here. So it's a have a specific pattern like double A hyphen then number. Okay. So if I want to fix it, so that people cannot write down anything rather the format. Okay, suppose I want to exact equal exact left, um suppose I want to input here something like that, left 3 character should be something like that. It should be the 3 character and bracket close. So it's fixed. So what type of thing I have light here, so it's fixed. Okay, so here is the specific format. If I want to write down anything, suppose 1020 then bb, it will not allow because I already fixed the pattern, what type of data I can input here. And the another format something like that, if I want to customize something like that, data validation. So I already told that the different types of format or different customization we can do here. Suppose it should be upper, like something like that, exact, it should be upper. So I cannot write down the small letter here. Okay, so that means it should be upper, double A, something like that. Okay, see, so it should be the format. I can write down any small letter than double A hyphen. It will not allow because I already fixed it as a upper. Okay, suppose I don't need to duplicate data because I know that every ID is always unique. So here is no need for it cannot be duplicate data. Okay, for this I have to use the count if formula, then and it should be the range number. Okay, log is the range number. Suppose I have the data till 19. Okay, so then I have to select the number first data, then bracket less than 2. Okay, it's for any data. Okay, I cannot write down the any duplicate data here. Okay, so that's why it's a kind of restriction. And if I want to input same data, it will send me a message, something like that. Suppose, so it's not matched. Okay, this is another format, something like that. And for this, suppose for this column I only need the text, there is no number. Okay, for this I can fix it like custom is text. Okay, then send number. Okay, so I cannot write down any number here because it's not allowing the number. Okay, same type of data like for the salary, it should be always the number. Okay, so it cannot be blank or any data, not available data. So normally it can be 0 but no problem, but no blank data. So for this data validation, then any value number, then it should be is number. Okay, so number. Okay, I already selected this range, no problem. Okay, so there is different format we can normally use. Okay,